Heat 7 of round 1, first wave being ridden by the goofy foot Kevin Skvarna, who has taken an approach we have not seen yet throughout the day. He is taking the left down the beach. As we look outside, Harley Ingleby, the regular foot, past world champion, who is taking the right. So we will, the camera crew is going to be working hard on opposite ends of our peak here. And I do not believe we're going to see Duane Desoto in the water. It's a non-elimination round, and he's nursing a back issue. So we will, the ceremonial touching of the water and going back to take care of himself. So Harley Ingleby in red, Kevin Skvarna in blue, regular foot versus goofy foot. The young single fin, here we go with the replay of him. Starting out with a nice 5, using his hand drag to stall, getting locked in on a 10, back to a 5. Long nose ride, not a very big wave. Not the most critical nose ride we've seen, but a very good display of control and style. Single fin, Takayama, no leash, Kevin Skvarna from the Oceanside area. And then here's Harley Ingleby, nice 5 to 10, cross steps back, builds up the speed. The big floater there by our man, our past world champion, Harley Ingleby. Drop knee, cut back, gets that speed, that little whip out of that turn. Very nice, very powerful. Riding a Thunderbolt technology board designed by Billy Tolhurst.
Good to just get underway. 4 days of lay day has been a little bit stressful, I guess. So yeah, just get a heat out of the way and yeah, get things rolling.
And what did you learn from watching the shortboarders compete in the QS event here over the last 3 days? Did you lastly a little message for some of your fans and family following you in USA and Australia?
Yeah, for sure. Hi, all my family, friends, mom, dad, Grammy, love you guys. Yeah, the rest of my family's here, so stoked.
There we go, seed number 1, the big man Taylor, TJ Jensen on fire. Back to you, Wingnut and Shannon.
Thanks for that, Sam. Yeah, he was fortunate enough to bring his lovely wife Nava and their daughter here, and
have that freedom. They can actually go surf together. I think that's something
which
that's
they
a little
almost
bit
really
different.
don't get to do during a lot of the competitions. So Harley with another quick up to his feet to see what that wave was going to look like, and it's not doing anything for him.
He's a very well-seasoned competitor. I believe he's got 2 world titles to his name, so he'll be hoping for a 3rd, of course, and sponsored by GoPro. He's got, you know, some amazing boards he's got out here. He always brings some trial boards with to let the local people or other competitors at the event. I've surfed some of his boards myself as we go to live action with Kevin. So gets that touch to the 5.
This is going to be a problem.
Oh no.
Yeah, come on, boys. Let somebody fetch that thing before it gets in there.
So
See,
I'm
that's
sure
the
there's going
risk.
to be some locals down there running for it. But as far as I know, even with policy, no one can touch the board unless it's right on the shoreline. So they could protect it from smashing against the rocks, but Kevin's actually going to have to come all the way to the. But Harley's too busy. So interesting change up. He's gone from sitting way over on the right to now sitting down the left where Kevin has been. Nice roundhouse. Goes 12 o'clock on that re-entry to start off with. He's going to look for a nose ride section here. Will it open up for him? It looks like it does. So straight to the 5. Smaller wave for sure, but it's holding up really well right on top of that little cobblestone reef. Harley has a perfect view of this. If only Harley Ingleby had a camera right now. That beautiful stretch 5. Love that style coming through. Goes for the nice soul arch on the hang 10. Let's see what else he can bring out. A little bit of rail game. He'll have real soft rails on that board. Goes back in for a hang 10. This is going to be a great score for Kevin. That wave continues to open up in that little bowling section. Goes back to the nose ride. Another 5, another 10, another soul arch. Oh my goodness. Goes hang heel.
Hang heels as he leaves the frame. So getting the big arch, a little step back there. Cut back. He's going to hope that wave sets up, and boy, did it for him. Gets a 5, gets a nice locked-in 10, walks out of that one, and it was in here where the secondary surprise occurred. Gets there, there's a 5, there's a 10, arching it back, and then a hang heels and walking out of it as he leaves the frame.
10.93 for that last wave, so just scratching the bottom of that excellent range, nearly there. 10.93 for that last wave, so just scratching the bottom of that excellent range, nearly there. Harley raising his hand. He wants to know and take us through the replay, Wingnut.
So there it is. There's that arching 10. Cross step walking back. Resetting it up. He'll get a nice cut back here. Setting up the wave again. Cross steps up. Gets the 5. Gets the 10. He's going to do a little rock and roll to get it down the face of the wave. setting it up, and this is where the surprise bonus occurred down here at the end, where he was able to stall it for the 10 and then the heels. So Harley, listening and learning, goes to the nose, but it was such a quick tag at the takeoff, it wasn't a locked-in nose ride. So even though he used the full length of the board, his turns are powerful, his turns are fast, the floater is really good. It's not the style of classic longboarding that we want to see. Kevin has got him knocked back on his heels right now with 7.5 minutes left.
So Harley runs to the nose, gets that quick 5, fully locked over, looks to just weave his way around, comes in with a lot of power, bounces off of that foam, sets himself up for a nice drop knee cut back, throws some variety in there, so we like seeing that, and bounces in off the foam.
For Harley, he needed a 6.94, and we'll see what he's going to get out of it. Will it be enough? He's trying to replace a 4.77. And he gets a 6.67, so not enough. Not enough. Kevin Skvarna still in the lead with 6.5 minutes. Harley needs a 6.60 or better. Early this morning, who was very much of the high-performance school of longboarding, much like Harley is, and Edouard adjusted his attack, and his nose rides were super critical correctly in a modern way.
And here we go. Speaking of not being modern, here goes Kevin Skvarna, the old school style coming from the young Californian, straight to the nose. He just looks so composed and in control on that single fin. Doesn't seem to have a care in the world about the fact that he's not wearing a leash, as he just carves his way through that frothy section. Just gets goes down on that one as Harley answers back straight away. So nice big wraparound. He's had a lot of those. He's got a beautiful roundhouse. He looks so smooth coming into each of those carves. Let's see if he can get the nose ride, though. You know, the judges are looking for both. They need to have a full variety of tail to nose work, with the majority of the time, I would say, being spent on the nose to get those surfers their scores as we go to that replay.
And so there he is. He got a nice nose right at the top. This is Harley Ingleby. And then look at this big swooping roundhouse cut back into the whitewater. Another one up into the face of the wave. Really nice, powerful turns, all on the rail. But the inside section here, where he's going for the little nose ride, isn't a very dynamic, critical section. It's not a high-scoring nose ride section. That was a great little roundhouse in there. And now look at Kevin's, the way he fades out of that bottom turn. Nice and smooth, letting the board naturally get there, not rushing it, locks in for the nose ride, sets it up, and then all that bouncing white water, just going to, not forcing anything, letting see if the wave is going to let it happen naturally, and it didn't, and he's out. So that won't be a very high score for Kevin either, so I'm not expecting to see, oh, he got it. Harley got it on that last one. He got a 7.33. Harley's gone back over to his right. He's leaving Kevin to his own. We'll take a look at it again as Harley drops in, gets a 5, and quickly off of it. You know, he was only up there for one quick heartbeat. This full committed turn, very powerful, very strong. And I guess that's where the judges are going to say he got his points from. One
minute, will he be able to get the score? Goes straight for the nose ride on his backhand. Keeps that for so long, goes from the 5 to that tight 5, close to a 10, grabs the rail. Love that little bit of style as he comes through that minute. Will he be able to get the score? Goes straight for the nose ride on his backhand. Keeps that for so long, goes from the 5 to that tight 5, close to a 10, grabs the rail. Love that little bit of style as he comes through that pocket section. Lays it into the rail and throws so much spray off. Let's see if this wave will open up for anything else. Gets that little, actually really decent locked in nose ride on that shallow section. So he's you know, trying to figure out what is going on. He really wants that score. He's looking for a 6.07. I say he's got it.
That's doable. That was a critical nose ride in a really steep part of that wave. Hung on through all of it. Will that be enough?
We'll be joining again. We'll talk you through all that criteria as Harley is up and riding. So the next heat will be on hold because this is a counting wave. We'll see what that score comes through. We're waiting for a score for blue, now red, finishing off on the inside. That's a solid wave for Harley.
Had a phenomenal heat there as Kevin Skvarna on the last exchange beats Harley Ingleby, a 2-times world longboard champion. But Harley will not be eliminated. He'll be surfing again in round 2. Kevin will be moving on to round 3. You can see